Alright, as we're getting ready to start, welcome to the July 26th Day 2 coverage of CCC 2020 League of Legends Tournament. Game 1 here is going to be starting a bit earlier than scheduled. It is in fact a tiebreaker carried over from yesterday. We have Team Pason on the blue side and Team TC Energy on the red, both of which have placed 2 wins, 1 losses in yesterday's round robin. So today they will be playing one tiebreaker to decide the second and third place placement in the group. From here on in, we'll be heading into the bracket stage where we will then play 3 additional games. So there will be 4 games being covered today, and we're getting right into Champion Select. Going very quickly. Let's just organize everything, and we'll get ready into the pick and ban. Blue team, Team Pason, will be banning away the Yasuo as their first ban, and it's now up to Team TC Energy to respond. And their first ban will likely be either a bot lane pinch or top lane. We'll see what their choice here is. We didn't really have time to go over the player roster because the custom lobby didn't really last that long, but hey. The Galio pinch, as this is something that Team Pason has run in all 3 of their games yesterday. So they will be removing the Galio. That's also another thing. Considering these games do take place on the next day, a lot of these teams have had the chance to scout each other's games and just decide what they should ban. And in that respect, Team Pason was very formulaic yesterday. In all 3 of their games, they ran essentially the same picks. It's very easy to just shake them up by pick and ban, taking away some champions that have played in every game, such as Sion or Galio, would actually do a lot to disrupt Team Pason here. We'll see what... Okay, so Team TC Energy will then ban away the Elise second. The Elise pick was something that could be scary. It is definitely very powerful early game, and the response is going to be a jungler ban in the Vi. This does seem more like me a target ban than anything else. Vi is not necessarily the strongest champion in the game right now, but it is definitely more of a comfort ban than anything else. TC Energy will respond with their last ban in the first ban phase, and they will take away the Graves. This was a pick that Team Pason has executed with brutal precision yesterday's games, going above and beyond, performing very well. So it's definitely something that TC Energy does not want to face here. The first pick does come down here from Team Pason. It is going to be the first pick bot lane. So they will not be first picking their top laner as they have done in the past. They will instead opt for the Caitlyn pick. Caitlyn did receive some buffs in 10-15. It is going to be responded with the Ezreal pick. But Caitlyn in 10-15 did receive some minor buffs in lane. However, as with any professional analyst can tell you, any sort of buff to Caitlyn early on is going to be scary just because she can leverage it so incredibly well in her laning phase. She just has a naturally high attack range, and if you give really good base attack damage on top of that, she could be a really oppressive pick. And you can see here TC Energy immediately going to respond with both of their bot lanes revealed to the world, the Ezreal and Leona. So that will be the bottom lane that Team Pason will be heading up against, and they will answer with appears to be a jungle Karthus. A very, very interesting pick here, and it is also going to be added with the Mordekaiser. The Mordekaiser here could be a flex pick. It could be run in the top lane or middle lane here. And their opponent here is going to be a Kassadin. The Kassadin is always a very potent and scary pick. If a Kassadin gets snowbally early on, the game's over. If the Kassadin has gone unpunished for a prolonged period of time, then the game's over. He is that quintessential late game monster, the ultimate ticking time bomb, where if the game lasts long enough, he will just absolutely take over the game and destroy everybody. So Talon is going to be the first ban taken out. So it seems that TC Energy seems to think that Mordekaiser here is going to be a top pick. So they do pinch her mid lane pool away in the Talon. And they're going to go ahead and ban another pick here. The response from Team Pason is going to be Lee Sin, which does make sense considering Team TC Energy has yet to pick their jungler, and they do want to get rid of some early game skirmishy junglers that could snowball everything very early on. It's something that Kassadin could sorely need someone, a jungler that can intervene in the mid lane to get him through a really rough laning phase. The set ban is going to be the last pick coming out from Team TC Energy. It is a very great ban. Set is an extremely powerful champion. He's highly durable and he can get into any sort of fight and he can start almost any sort of fight. It is definitely a dominant pick, and the last pick is going to be a similar Juggernaut taking out the Darius. So the top lane pool is going to perhaps lean towards a bit more tankiness this game as opposed to a Juggernaut kind of playstyle. With Set and Darius both off the table. The pick from red team is going to be the Echo. Very mobile, very skirmishy. Could be run in the jungle here. The only two choices remaining for them are so far top lane and jungle, and Echo does make more sense as a jungle pick. And Team Pason will respawn with the Malphite top, the solid tank rock in the top lane. Still, after 9 or 10 years, one of the scariest engages in the entire game. Unstoppable Force is very powerful. And they are going to also finish up with the Thresh pick. That is just going to round out their bottom lane. The Thresh pick is a decent answer against the Leona. Oh, wait, it's going to be a Nautilus to match her instead. Both of which are solid contenders to go up against the Leona. Of course, the Thresh can always disengage a Leona engage by flaying away the Zenith's Blade. It is a very simple play, but it completely shuts down the Leona in lane. Nautilus 2 is another tank threat that can go up against the Leona. So definitely the support picks are two very top tier supports being picked this game. The last pick from Team TC Energy is going to be Dr. Mundo in the top lane. So it is going to be two very beefy tanks, as I've just said, going to run around in top lane just killing whoever they can see. But they also get to be extremely unkillable on top of it. So the Malphite definitely boasts a lot of heavy engage, whereas Dr. Mundo boasts extreme durability in prolonged team fights. So two very different playstyles of tanks, but they both definitely fulfill their role very well. The jungle matchup is going to be Karthus against Echo. It's a very interesting dichotomy. Echo wants to be a lot more active and a lot more aggressive. Thanks to phase dive and parallel convergence, he can set up quite a lot of ganks. And Karthus is a farming type of monster who just sits in his jungle, farms up, presses R once in a while, and eventually he will establish himself to be this extremely high damage threat. Although I must say the TC Energy has so far developed a very good response to Karthus on paper. Echo can definitely nullify Requiem. Dr. Mundo is just naturally tanky, so Requiem doesn't actually scratch him that much, and Kassadin is a very good kind of anti-mage character in the mid lane to ward off the Requiem damage as well. Kassadin's passive does make him take reduced magical damage, and this is certainly a decently AP heavy team comp coming out of Team Pason, with the jungler, the mid lane, both dealing magical damage. Malphite also inflicts a decent amount of magic damage as well. So Caitlyn is their only true source of AD threat here on Team Pason, so Kassadin will get to be extremely durable in the early mid game just thanks to his Nullstone passive. Dr. Mundo as well loves it when he's going up against, well, I guess this is true for any sort of tank, but Dr. Mundo in particular loves going up against any sort of heavy AP composition, since he can very naturally slot in the Spirit Visage and Adaptive Helm, two very scary items in the hands of Dr. Mundo. They will not only give him the tankiness that he really needs, but they will also make his life pool that much more durable, with Spirit Visage amplifying his healing and Adaptive Helm cutting down the power of damage over time abilities on him. They will just make him so much scarier, as opposed to a Mundo stacking armor, which is definitely still scary, but he definitely loves going magic resist stacking more than anything else. Caitlyn though is a good answer against tanks. She does sustain DPS from far range, and with a really tanky frontline, she can very safely output a ton of damage in very little time. She does have a little bit of trouble going up against tanks. She's definitely not the best tank buster in the game, but she definitely does her job well. It's not like a Jhin or a Senna where if somebody gets tanky enough, you're never killing them. Caitlyn's okay at killing through tanks. She does a lot of damage consistently, and at some point no amount of armor can sustain against the Caitlyn if the team fight goes on for too long. We are going to be waiting out the spectator delay. There will just be 45 seconds left before we get into the tiebreaker game. This is the only tiebreaker game, and after this we will head into the bracket stage where all teams will play in 3 games. We'll be starting with the quarter, semi, and then grand finals to determine the final placements. There are a total of 6 teams involved in this tournament. We are, of course, casting in the perspective of Team Pason, just because it's the only team I have access to, and because all the other games are happening at the same time, and I'm only one person, I can't cast them all. So we will be going through the eyes of Pason. So this match will determine whether or not they get the 2nd or 3rd place seed among the 6 participating teams. And with 3 seconds out, we are going to go ahead and get into the tiebreaker game. The spectator delay has timed out. Let's get into it. So going into this game, I do expect Red Team to have the draft advantage here. I think that in general, their champions just deal with Blue Team's picks a little bit better, and Blue Team's team composition is something that I'm actually a little bit confused by. I don't necessarily know what they're trying to accomplish with a team comp like this. It seems like a decent pick composition, and that is definitely a valid playstyle, but it's also not a playstyle Team Pason has shown to do in yesterday's games. They definitely prefer more 5-on-5 straight up teamfight siege compositions. But the combination of Malphite, Nautilus, Mordekaiser, and Karthus makes me believe that this is a team that's more built around singling out individual targets and catching people out unaware, more than just straight up laying siege to objectives. A lot of them have one-way tickets into fights, and I wonder if they can fully commit themselves into a 5v5 going up against a lineup like Red Team, where they do have so much team fighting power with the Leona and the Echo and the Kassadin. So it is really up to Team Pason to avoid playing into the hands of their enemies here. As the game is beginning, we're going to see if anyone's trying any cheeky invade, and it seems like Team TC Energy, they're diverting all 5 men into their bottom side of the jungle, perhaps to protect it. It doesn't seem like they're going to posture aggressively for any early game invade. Now Team Pason is going to opt to start on the blue side of the map. This is something you can do if you're afraid that you're going to get invaded. And by the way, that's a Mundo jungle. That is completely eclipsed my expectations, honestly. I certainly didn't see that pick coming. Mundo jungle is... he can definitely work. It's something that, you know, if you played League since the season 1 or 2 days, it's definitely a very viable pick. I'm reminded of the days where I was pre-level 30 summoner, one-tricking Lux in the mid lane, and there will be Mundo jungle running around because Cleaver was a really good gank setup. But this is in fact going to be a Mundo jungle start. But oh, what is this? A Relic Shield top laner? Whoa! So Relic Shield doesn't actually do anything unless you have an ally with you. But because you're solo top laning, you're never going to actually proc the Relic Shield. You cannot proc it on yourself. And stats wise, this is inferior to basically any other Doran's item that you can get. A Doran's Ring costs the same amount but gives you way more stats. So I'm at a loss to what the Relic Shield here is going to accomplish. This is an intentional buy though, because this Echo does not have Relic Shield recommended to them in their shop. So it's not like you just click the recommended buy tabs in the shop. They actually had to go to all items, search for that item and buy it. So I'm intrigued to what Team TC Energy's game plan is with that Relic Shield. Echo is going to be sacrificing a lot of early laning stats to get that item for potentially no payoff. Unless it's kind of telling me that if you genuinely want to make this strategy work, then oh, Dr. Mundo! Oh no, he's gonna die to the Raptors! Oh no, he died to the Raptors! Oh no, that's horrible. However, it's not as bad as could be, since if you die to the jungle, you no longer lose your buffs. That was a change that's been in place for 4 or 5 years now. If this was 7 or 8 years ago, getting executed in the jungle will be ultra garbo because you just lose your buffs on top of that, but he still has it. Well, oh no, he super underestimates the raptor camp and just gets eaten by the small chickens. And unfortunately, oh wait, he did lose his buffs. Wait, did they time out or did he lose them? No, he definitely lost them. Never mind, you did lose your buffs while getting executed, huh? What am I talking about then? Well, it shows I don't jungle, I guess. But now Dr. Mundo, buffless, flashless, and his small chickens, hold on. Can I see his small chickens? Yeah, there's only 4 small chickens at that pit. He needs to clear it because the big boy is not here. Now, Calgary says he's tanking a lot of minions, he needs to get out. Oh, a few more minions are those who kill him, but he just gets out in the nick of time. 4 minutes in, he'll be just fine. But Dr. Mundo is not. He's actually not clearing his small raptors. Oh no, that's really bad. You shouldn't do that. You should go back and finish off your raptor camp. The camps do not start respawning until you clear them out. And if you just leave 4 small ones at your own camp, it's kind of like self-sabotage. Because you're just taking that much longer before you can get another raptor camp to farm. Mundo did walk boss side, but he didn't really get anything out of it. But Cassidy, he's actually having a pretty good time in mid lane. Despite the early death, everything's still working out. Oh, the echo. He actually back teleported to and he sold his relic shield. I think he must have realized that was a bad buy. And he instead walks back with a ruby crystal and boost of speed. And in fact, thanks to his hefty CS lead, 17 CS ahead of the Malphite, that blunder didn't actually cost him any gold, I believe. Let's look at his total income. Yeah, he's still 400 ahead, even with misbuying a relic shield. And in fact, the CS lead seems to be the name of the game here for TC Energy. Across top and mid lane, the solo laners are far out CSing their lane counterparts here in the Kassadin and Echo. 15 CS lead here for the Echo and 8 CS lead here for the Kassadin. If a Kassadin gets so much ahead early on, it's going to spell disaster. If he's not checked in the early game, if you cannot delay his power spike, then an unchecked Kassadin is certainly the most scary thing you can go up against. Especially as a Caitlyn, who, aside from the net, has very little personal protection. And she's just kibble to a Kassadin. Oh, speaking of kibble! First blood solo kill goes to the Kassadin. He hits 6, whereas the Mordekaiser did not. A flash traded for mid lane. But it doesn't even matter, it's Kassadin. He walks away with a solo kill. And TC Energy going off to a flying start, 1,000 gold ahead here. Just 6 minutes into the game. The Malphite top lane is still kind of struggling here against the Echo pick. The Echo has hit level 6, but the Malphite, he's still sitting on level 5. He needs level 6 to try to contest. He's now level 6, but he doesn't have the mana to use Unstoppable Force. Echo does have the chrono break. The burst is not high enough to outright kill the Malphite, but it is something that's gonna make trading into the Echo so much more difficult. If you commit into an all-in against the Echo, be prepared to fight 2 health bars. The gold lead still very much favoring TC Energy here. And we have the Nautilus going for an aggressive trade. The trap was placed under Leona, but it's not sprung. And Leona going to go for the counter engage. The Zenith Blade does land. The Ignite goes down. But here comes the Requiem. The Ignite ticks. Will not finish it. And the Ezreal is really low on health. He has to try to get away. Flash. Mystic Shot does not connect onto the Caitlyn. And the Peacemaker from long range. Caitlyn will get a second kill for herself. And bot lane, thanks to the Requiem assist, gets it, but oh wait, behind them, there's a scary demon from the void. The Kassadin has arrived. Riftwalk in 2 seconds, he's gonna get it, killing off the Caitlyn, and the Nautilus still kept walking forward. That is certainly going to be his demise, as the Mundo arrives as well to run him down. Bot lane overstays after the 2v2 victory, and Kassadin cleans house, getting so incredibly ahead in this early game, and that is such a scary prospect to face up against. A 20 CS lead, and Echo is getting a 30 CS lead in these solo lanes. The only winning lane here for Team Pason is going to be their bottom lane. And they have a hell of a task ahead of them. They need to try to put the Ezreal on as slow as a clock as humanly possible. If Ezreal gets his mana mune done or more mana done, he is going to be a threat. No matter how much you shut him down, if he gets his critical items, he will be a threat. And at some point, there's just going to be way too many threats for one team to handle. There's a Castle to contend with. There's an Echo to contend with. They have so much backline dive. No amount of PO can actually protect the Caitlyn here if both Echo and Castle gets online. Karthus is very ineffective PO, and so are picks like Malphite and Mordekaiser if behind. A Mordekaiser while behind, the best he can do is pull what was that called? Iron Giant, Iron Titan or something? What's the you stay, I go? And just drag somebody with the Death Realm with him, but if he's weak enough, he's just gonna die in the Death Realm. It's nothing more than just buying time. And in fact, this is going to be an extremely tanky Mordekaiser. He's opting for Spirit Visage first buy. I personally don't like it when Mordekaisers go tanky. I think he definitely does need the damage to work, especially because his kit lends itself to doing so much damage. Which is why you should opt to go for a more AP bruiser build as opposed to pure tank. A pure tank Mordekaiser has very little threat power compared to an AP bruiser that gets to be tanky and deals a respectable amount of damage. In the Kassadin, he's bot lane, he's gonna find someone. The Ezreal True Shot goes absolutely nowhere, but it's not gonna matter as the Kassadin, he's still coming in. The Null Sphere does kill him off. The hook from the Nautilus will miss, but the Ezreal will be the first to drop here from red team. And the Caitlyn, she's uncontested, she's running train on the back. She's gonna get 2 kills, and now the Kassadin is sent running away. Ace in the hole is up, but the Kassadin, he's not low enough for the snipe to kill. Caitlyn needs to land a few more bits of damage on the Kassadin before she can confirm it with the ace in the hole. It's not going to be enough. She won't get it here, but they do get a play to themselves. But here comes the Mundo pinch in the back. The Kassadin is still decently low, but can he be picked off here? The Mordekaiser needs to kidnap the oh no, the Mundo! He broke vision! The Death Realm didn't drag him away. He finally does drag him away, but the Mundo, he's breaking his ankles in the Death Realm, and the Kassadin pounces on his target. He's 2 levels above the Mord, and the Mace will miss. That is going to be a complete cleanup here on the bottom lane. TC Energy getting up to another fantastic play here in the bottom lane. 10.5 minutes in. This Kassadin, 100% kill participation so far. He's been involved in every kill that TC Energy has gotten. Just an incredibly good player so far. And all those early game blunders, buying Relic Shield top, dying to your Raptors, those deficits no longer matter here as TC Energy, they're off to a flying start in this game number, well, not game number 1, but this tiebreaker game. 11 minutes into the game, and TC Energy, they have a lead, and Spectators bug, the Ezreal Mystic shots are invisible. Oh boy. Oh, was that why? I couldn't see the true. I assumed he fired the true shot backwards. He may as well not have. Maybe the projectiles just vanished again in spectate mode. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All the projectiles are gone. Oh boy, this is gonna make casting this a lot more fun when you can't see the Ezreal projectiles flying. See, look at that. He's just killing the enemies with his mind. That looks really funny if you don't get to see any projectiles fly out from him. Alright, there it is. The Dredge line is gonna get committed onto the Ezreal. And Ezreal does get knocked up, but he's running back. And does the Caitlyn bullet kill him? Yes, it does. And now it's just the Leona trying to run away. There's no more ace in the hole, but the Caitlyn's still going forward. The Requiem will finish it. The Eclipse is not enough to protect the Leona from the massive damage coming down. Karthus coming out ahead as well. He too has 100% kill participation. He too is scaling up to be a monster. And in fact, both Caitlyn and Karthus, this has definitely been a very bloody game in the bottom lane. 6 kills for both teams, and 3 players in this game have perfect KP. That is definitely very rare. And here comes the teleport. It's coming down from the Echo. The Caitlyn needs to try to run. She has no mana for the net. And the Echo dive is coming in. But the damage is not there until the Kassadin arrives to pick it off. The Goon Squad has been dispatched bottom lane. And once again, every time Team Pason makes a play in the bottom lane, TC Energy is ready to bite down Wizard Draws, and this time they commit the teleport and the Kassadin goes bottom once again. Unfortunately, he did lose his 100% KP accolade with the, I believe, Nautilus kill. The Nautilus kill was not contributed by him at all. Words are hard. English is hard. 30 minutes in, Red Team will secure Dragon number 2. They are up 2 dragons to 0, and the game will be sent into the Cloud Rift. Such a scary rift here for a champion like Kassadin. Oh boy. There it is, Kassadin. He's just doing so much. He's so obnoxious in the mid lane here against the Mordekaiser. He's 2 levels on the Mord, and he's pressing on the tower, and there's a dive, but here comes the kidnap. He realizes this is bad. He flashes away, but it's not going to be enough. Where is it? The mace will not be enough. Kassadin will kill him even after committing the flash. Oh, the Mordekaiser. He would have been fine if he just stayed at this tower and did not greed for the kill, and the dive goes haywire top lane. The Malphite drops dead on the ground. The Herald will slap a plate away, but is it gonna be enough? The Echo, he's gonna chrono break back, but one more late waste plus Requiem will definitely kill him, and here comes the Defile. The Echo dances far too long in the Karthus zone. There's another teleport. It's coming down from the Kassadin. He wants more. He's teleporting in, but can he find the Karthus before he recalls? He needs to rift-walk into that brush. Oh, the Kassadin! He realizes he's not gonna make a home in time, and there is the shutdown coming down. Does he have the Requiem? Yes, he does, and he uses it to kill off the Kassadin. Oh wait, no, he doesn't have the Requiem. Wait, what is this cooldown? Did he not use it? I don't think he used it because nobody else goes damaged. He just killed the Kassadin with a lay waste, it seems like. But regardless, that is going to be a shutdown. Why does the cooldown look like that? The Requiem does not cool down that fast. What the heck? He is gonna respawn, and he's gonna have Requiem? Question mark. Seems like he will. So he didn't commit Requiem then. He killed him. He killed the Kassadin with a Q. That makes a lot more sense. The invisible Ezreal. Now you see me. Now you don't. We can see his auto attack projectiles, just not his skills. That's really funny, actually. And 15 minutes into the game, Team Pason has pulled the gold deficit back quite a bit, but they still have a huge problem to overcome. Their top and mid lanes are standardly losing these teams. Yeah, standardly losing these losing to their laning opponents here. Mordekaiser is 30 CS down. Malphite is 30 CS down. And not to mention all the kill deficits. The Mundo is so incredibly fed. The Kassadin is so incredibly farmed. And they could just dive this! Oh no, the Karthus. He needs to try to get out, but he can't make it out. The healing reduction does land on the Dr. Mundo, but it's not enough. Sadism is running, and that's gonna keep him up safe and sound. And this last minion, it was not killed in time. So red team gonna go ahead and claim first turret of the game, bringing the gold lead up to about a 2,000 lead here. 16 minutes into the game, and this is one scary Kassadin. And unfortunately, the number of people in this game with perfect kill participation has dropped down to 1. It is just now the Karthus player. A lot of the game so far has revolved around the Karthus making these map-wide plays. But the map is so big and he's just one player. Can he make anything happen here? This is going to be a 4-man dive in the bottom lane. Blue team, they need to hurry up and kill this minion wave to stop the dive from happening. It does seem like red team will call it off. The top lane, it seems like the solo laners here on Team Pason aren't doing so hot. It's going to be Proto Belt done. It's going to be 2 full items done on the Kassadin. And unfortunately, the Mordekaiser, he bought 2 Kindle Gems instead of finishing the Visage. Oh, the Kindle Gems don't even stack. You just paid 800 gold for 200 health. That is a super bad deal. The worst trade deals in the history of trade deals. Maybe ever. Now Dr. Mundo, he's going to be running for the hills, but the Cloud does pull him back, but he's really tanky. He's not going to die. The Kassadin has arrived. He wants to make some kills happen, and blue team immediately retreats, seeing the face of the void. They just cannot go up against that guy. He's too strong. Dr. Mundo going to recall back home safe and sound. He's getting up there, man. With Cinderhawk done, with Boots done, with Visage done. He is so incredibly tanky. This is a game where he can get away with just stacking MR and just be completely impervious to blue team. And the Caitlyn bottom lane, she's 3-3 here. Storm Raids are done, but no Infinity Edge and the Kassadin. The vision control in blue team's bot side jungle is all red teams. Kassadin is allowed to make roam plays like this happen, where he just goes super far behind, and he's gonna find the Karthus walking back to his turret. The late waste will distract him, then dissuade him from coming in any further, but that is going to be Dragon number 3 secured by Team TC Energy. 8-13 now, and they are just getting steadily ahead. This is not an insurmountable goal lead by any means, but it is getting up to a point where it is freaking hard to fight Team TC Energy, and their team comp is drafted in a way such that the longer the game goes, the more it will favor TC Energy. There is no possible way to turtle out of this situation here. And in fact, the tanky members on blue team, Team Pason, are definitely building wrong. Kindle Gem ×2 is bad. You should at least look to finish Visage before going any further with the second Kindle Gem. Then there is going to be the Merc Treads complete. And the Malphite, he's committing towards something. So Cal plus Null Magic Mantle makes Adaptive Helm, but this could very well just be Merc Treads. Balmy Cinder makes only Sunfire, and he's probably not going to go Sunfires first with a Cal. So he's definitely got a lot of components done, but no completed items. I'm not sure what the first item he's intending to build in this situation is. It might very well just be boost and just figure it out from there. But certainly the tank members on Team Pason are certainly not completing their tank items fast enough. The time in the game is already 19.5 minutes. Comparatively, the Caston is sitting on 2 full items, the Mundo is sitting on 2 completed items, whereas the tanky solo laners on Team Pason have finished 0. So this is definitely unwinnable team fights for them until these items start coming online, and they need some more time. But time is not on their side in way more than one ways. Echo is going to come in for a dive. Time is on his side, and he's going to chrono break backwards. The team fight begins with Karsus dropping dead, but he's still alive even after death. Echo is going to be the first victim here, but the Mundo and the Caston, they're diving on the Caitlyn. They can't stop it. The Caston will be shot down here. The Death Realm will claim his life, and the Mordekaiser has stolen his stats. And here comes the rest of the fight, but there's just going to be a Mordekaiser. It's just going to be a Malphite. They cannot stand up to Team TC Energy, and it does appear to be an ace here for Team TC Energy, taking a 5-for-2 trade very early on. 20.5 minutes in, they've climbed up to a 5,000 gold lead. And now what is the response here? Adaptive Helm. It was the purchase. They do buy the Adaptive Helm. So what do you do with the Balmy Cinder and what do you do with the Sapphire Crystal? There is no one item that requires both those components. Ah, he's gonna go ahead and make a Catalyst. So why did he get Cinder? Did he get it to farm? Did he get it to proc Grasp? That's a really inefficient way to proc Grasp though. You're spending 900 gold to get like maybe 3 or 4 extra Grasp procs off in lane. Certainly not a worthwhile purchase. But after winning that team fight, TC Energy decidedly ahead. 5,000 gold lead. Caston's 8-2 and 5. Mundo is basically unkilled. He's finished Deadman's. Oh no. Oh my god, he's so strong. Caitlyn doesn't even have Infinity Edge done. She is not going to kill this Mundo anytime soon from here on in. And it just seems TC Energy is so stupidly tanky. And here it comes. Oh no, Caitlyn! She nests backwards, and that's gonna be a very dead Caitlyn. And the Mundo pops Sadism. He's going to run down the Nautilus. He needs to start hooking to walls. And he's gonna miss the wall with an anchor. And that is gonna be double kill coming out from the red team bottom lane here. Echo gets himself a double. 10-20. They now double Team Pason's kills. And this game is going fast for the blue team. But if you're Team TC Energy, you're laughing to the bank. And now Team Pason, they might be in way more trouble than this. It's the Caston. He's level 14. He has a Red Rock. He starts running down a Malphite. Damage be damned. He does not care, and he is just going to walk away. Now red team are going to be laying siege to mid lane, and these red team members are just no longer dying. Cloud Drake is going to be spawning here in a minute, and that is going to be Cloud's soul. Karsus is gonna go ahead and try to lay waste to this wave. He'll be fine from here. He is certainly very strong, still 100% KP, which is very impressive. But they need to find another kill on the map. They can't just farm up, because in the late game you will straight up lose to the Team TC Energy's draft. Oh, the Karthus, he needs to try to run. Riftwalk will finish him. The Kassadin gets it, and he's going to pop Zion's Hourglass on top of the dead body. Can they chase him down in time? Caitlyn doesn't have the bullet, but it doesn't matter. Kassadin will be killed off here by the Karthus. However, he threw his life away, but he got the jungler dead. And Cloud Drake is spawning. This could not have been better timed by TC Energy. They are going to go ahead and take the soul. Is it a call for Pason to contest this? I don't think Pason can contest this. Echo is going to come to disrupt the back. Parallel convergence stuns up the Mordekaiser. The team fight will be breaking up, but the Caitlyn is being controlled in the back. A teleport is coming in here from the Malphite. Does he have the unstoppable force? He will get it very soon. Is he going to drop it on somebody? The Mundo is hitting the Caitlyn, and there's nobody protecting her except for the Nautilus. The Mundo will run away. He's too tanky. He can't die. The Requiem is coming down. It's going to kill off the Echo, but the Cloud Soul is already in Team TC Energy's pocket. Team Pason throw their bodies into TC Energy and get a 3-for-1 team fight. They only kill off the Echo with a Requiem cleanup. This Mundo is just so incredibly tanky. You just need to stand in front of the Caitlyn and she is out of the fight. Red team has lost their turret to minions, it seems like. And they will respawn in kind. And the Karthus, he's gonna be tied down by the Zenith Blade. One more kill will kill the Mundo. He does get it! A shutdown onto the Mundo. That's going to be Mundo's second death of the game. His bounty goes all the way into Karthus' pockets, and he's getting strong, man. 8, 6, and 5, still 100% KP. But he's getting up there. He's working on his Banshee's Veil now, just to have a better shot of going up against the Kassadin. But the Kassadin, oh man, the Kassadin. Death cap one more level, and he's won the game. The power of a level 16 Kassadin cannot be understated. It is quite possibly one of the, if not the strongest characters in the late game situation. And there it is. He hits it. And he's got 2 Cloud Drakes at his back. What is the cooldown of this thing? How much, actually, let me click on him real quick. How much CDR is he sitting on? He's sitting on 40% CDR, so that's capped. 0.96 second Rift Walk. He doesn't even need to walk anymore. Oh no, he's not gonna be caught this game, is he? A sub 1 second ultimate cooldown. That is obscene. Imagine if they got 4 Cloud Drakes. Imagine if they said, hey Pason, have the first 2 Drakes, and they took the next 4. That Riftwall cooldown is, oh my goodness. It could drop to 0.8, I believe, if they got 4 Cloud Drakes on top of that. I don't actually know the cooldown, I'm just spitballing a number. But 26.5 minutes in. Oh man, this Kassadin is having the game of his life. He's gonna go ahead and pick up a waste staff, it seems like. But meanwhile, over on the side of Team Pason, Spirit Visage not complete, and Proto Belt not complete on the Mordekaiser. He's held these 2 Kindle Gems since the start of the game, and he has yet to turn any of them into an item. It's 27 minutes in, and the Mordekaiser has built 0 items. It is a very bleak outlook here for Team Pason's solo laners, and the Karthus, he's gonna wall up, and he needs to try to walk away here from the Kassadin. But the Kassadin, he doesn't even need to walk anymore. He can just blink everywhere and still get there faster than everybody on Team Pason. What an incredibly powerful champion he now is. And blue team, they're losing their bot turrets. They're being pinched into their base. It's 5 turrets to 1. If they want to win this game, they have a hell of a mountain to climb. The Kassadin is 3 levels above the AD carry. And really, the AD carry is your only hope of killing a champion like Kassadin here. He's not going to take damage from the Karthus past the point. He can just get out from the file, and there it is, the deletion comes in, the Caitlyn gets taken out of the fight immediately, and here comes the fight in the backline. They have no AD carry, the Karthus needs to try to walk away, but the rest of the team fight has begun. It's just a total wash. That's just 4 bodies on the ground in the blink of an eye. Their only living member did not really participate in that fight, so it doesn't even count. Cassidy is going to come in, and there is the dive happening. They want to make this kill happen, and Cassidy just blinking. The presence of mind will keep his mana bar topped off. He finishes his fight with full mana. Oh my goodness, that is just so incredibly strong. And this might actually be the end of the game. They don't need Baron. They don't need global objectives. They're so strong that when blue team respawns in trickles, they can just continuously run them all down. And there it is. The team fight is still happening. The Caitlyn's being sent back to the fountain as soon as she walks out of it. The rest of the fight is still happening here. The Leona has to try to walk away. Parallel convergence will not be dropped by the Echo, and the bullet kills him off. There's no chrono break. He's gonna be dropped here, and now the Mundo is sent on the retreat, but he's really tanky. He can just walk away. Solar Flare stuns up to 2. There is no turning team fight here for red team. They will just walk away, but they will leave blue team's base in shambles. The Cleaver will land on the Nautilus, sending damage onto him as they try to walk out of the base. Blue team, they want to make a retaliatory Baron happen while red team is resetting, but Team Pason, they can't kill this Baron fast enough. There's no way. Mundo spots this out. They're just gonna do it. They're just gonna ignore him. This is their only shot. This seems so incredibly desperate. And the Mundo, he's not going anywhere. He's coming back into the fight. He's so tanky. The Mordekaiser is going to be killed off here by the Ezreal. And the Cassidy has arrived back in the team fight. Everybody else is just dead. The Requiem will not get the kill. And once again, it is just a Malphite. That's the only survivor. He doesn't have unstoppable force just yet. He needs to start off for a while longer. So many low house bars. He needs to try to get one kill, but he can't get it. Ace coming out from the Cassidy. Every play blue team makes just does not matter. And TC Energy, they want to end the game. They're going for the final push. And Cassidy, he's riff walking instead of walking. He's riff walking instead of normal walking. He's so incredibly strong. He hasn't died in like 20 minutes, and this is the result. And Team TC Energy wins the tiebreaker, and they will take second place seed. Team Pason will drop to the 3rd seed going into the playoff bracket here. Now we'll take a look at the damage charts. I have a feeling I know who's gonna be up front. Let's just check. Oh yeah, that's about right. So they are going to be setting up for the next games. The bracket stage will be starting very soon. But until then, we will get ready for the first round of the playoffs with Team Pason taking the 3rd place seed and Team TC Energy securing 2nd.